How do the Democrats defend this? This isn't just a difference of opinion. It's not just criticism of Israel. This is palling around, accepting money from a group that is, advocates white supremacy, terrorism, death.
Yeah, I mean, look, this has just do a thought experiment. Imagine if a renowned European parliamentarian who advocates racist theories, who is against, for example, any migration to Europe and talks about the white race and things like that, were planning a trip to the United States where he was invited by and sponsored by a white supremacist group like, let's say, David Duke or the National Vanguard, who MIFTA partnered with when they published that horrible article about Jews supposedly controlling American politics and American media, right? Imagine the outrage if the United States allowed that person into the United States, and imagine what European parliamentarians would do if anybody in America were trying to defend that person, how they would react, right? Of course, that is exactly what's going on here. And the thing that people need to understand is that MIFTA's philosophies, MIFTA's actions, right, are exactly in line with the horrible views of Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar. Let's think about what MIFTA sponsored. They sponsored and promoted an article that talked about a medieval blood libel, right? The one about the Jews using the blood of children in their Passover matzah. Well, Ilhan Omar spread a different type of anti-Semitic canard when she talked about evil Israel hypnotizing the world. That was also a medieval anti-Semitic canard about the supposed powers of Jews to hypnotize people, just like the blood libel. MIFTA published an article that talked about how they laud terrorists, right? They literally, like you said, they treat a woman who murdered 13 Israeli children on a bus as a hero. Well, guess what? Rashida Tlaib, just a few weeks ago, in her tiff with Jake Tapper, she referred to terrorists who kill Jews as, quote, human rights advocates, right? So she is exactly on the same line as MIFTA, treating people, terrorists who killed Jewish children, as heroes or human rights advocates. And what next? MIFTA published an article that talked about how Jews, an article by a neo-Nazi white supremacist website that talked about Jews controlling the media and with their evil money. Well, guess what? Who talked about it's all about the Benjamins when she claimed that that's why America supports Israel, and that's why American politicians support Israel? Ilhan Omar. So everything about MIFTA is on all fours with Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib's anti-Semitism and Jew hatred. And right. that should be the scandal. If Democrats want to look for somebody to sanction or to criticize in the United States, it should be the fact that these two women decided they can't go on a trip with the rest of their Democratic colleagues to Israel, but instead decided to do a trip sponsored and paid for completely by a group like MIFTA.